Oh, that was unexpected. Thank you. Might as well launch right in this. This is my first in-person live concert in front of a very enthusiastic audience. Thank you very much. I took a bit of a break from my concertizing that I've been doing. Composer's Voice started in 2001. We've done 150 chamber concerts here in New York City, and then a few scores in about a dozen countries around the world. The idea of Composer's Voice is to give voice to the composer, an opportunity for them to express themselves, get their works played and heard, and also to champion the wonderful musicians that perform new music. You're about to hear two fabulous musicians. In fact, one of them was at my last live concert at Carnegie Hall, Matthew McCright. So during the pandemic, a lot of musicians were truly sort of kind of suffering, both with their craft but they just really wanted to get out there and have their music heard. And I was just kind of sitting at home, and I realized that I could use some of my talents from way back to sort of just bring them to the forefront and give them an opportunity, a venue. So then I started doing these online performances and concerts and interactives and so forth. And this is our first true hybrid concert where we're streaming out to the World Wide Web, and then we're here at this lovely Domena Center, Mary Carey Flaker Hall. With that said, I want to bring up our first composer and a good longtime colleague and good friend of mine, Mike McFerron.
Hi, everybody, and thank you. I just want to take a few moments first to thank Rob Voisey and Vox Novus for doing this concert and for providing all of these great opportunities for composers over the years. I know that many of the composers here have been the recipients of really these great performances and great programming that Rob has done. And so, Rob, thank you. And then second, I'd just like to also thank Matthew McCright and Linda for performing. I've worked with Matthew a few times, and it's just been always a great experience. I wrote this piece, Inside the Hatch, specifically for Linda and Matt. Now, my piece is only 8 minutes, so I'm going to try to keep my comments to under 20 or so. I am a composer after all, so I like to talk about my music probably more than I like to listen to it. My piece is I think, a rather lighthearted piece. I'm a fly fisherman. I'm very much interested in fly fishing, and that's where I spend. If I weren't here, I would be standing in a river up to my knees, trying to just pray to the gods that something bites my fly that I've thrown out there. Inside the Hatch references that wonderful moment for a fly fisherman when all of those larvae emerge from the water and trout and other fish have a buffet. And it's at that moment when, as a fisherman, you're not just some external part of this activity, but that it's a really joyful moment where you feel part of what's happening. And it's in that framework that I wrote this work. And so I hope you enjoy it. I hope they enjoyed playing it as much as I enjoyed writing it for them. Again, thanks, Rob, and thanks, Linda, and thanks, Matt, for doing this. It's my pleasure to be here.
one of the composer's voice has always been sort of an open door to any composer, anywhere, anyhow. If you're writing music and you want to get yourself heard, the door is open. And we've presented composers from 30, 40 different countries from around the world. And when we were doing the chamber concert series, it was always tough because not everybody could come to New York City to see their works being played. That's one of the lovely things I love about embracing the internet now. We get to be able to join people from around the world, both to go to audiences, but also to have the composers participate with us. We have a couple of composers that will be joining us later. Meanwhile, we are very fortunate to have Leo, join us from Vienna, Austria today to come all the way to New York City. Leo, come on up.
I'm quite exotic person here. So my piece lasts even less than 8 minutes, so I have to take care not to speak too long. So let's start with the title. I borrowed it, of course, from the Italian opera aria of the 19th century. But I'm not Verdi, of course, thanks God, or unfortunately. Nevertheless, there are 3 movements, and one is a short introduction to protagonists, there's a triad and the 12th tone row, and the second movement is lyrical one. I have a melody which consists of all 7 diatonic notes, and the third movement is a last finale. Okay.
Next, I'd like to bring up David Heinick. He also traveled from afar, not too far, from upstate. Well, it's still a journey. Come on up, David.
So thank you. It's actually Pennsylvania I came from, but that's all right. Does anybody speak Welsh? In that case, the pronunciation of my piece is definitely Brunei One. I really don't have much to say about it. It's a fast, short, fast piece. Thanks to the players for playing it. Hope you enjoy.
So, when I started Composer's Voice, I, was to just get out and concertize, get my music played. It was me and a bunch of my buddies, mostly, classmates from college. And, Vox Novus basically was me, my company, and it was like 5 or 10 of us, and we grew, and it was like 20, and then it became 100. And it's been great, just meeting all these wonderful composers and becoming friends with many, many, many of them. Many people are here, and we were all crusading for contemporary music, living composers and stuff. And I guess, as years go by, you lose friends along the way. Our next composer, Ulf Grahn, I met at the Swedish House, and he was a wonderful, wonderful person, and he has been so supportive of Composer's Voice and Vox Novus and like every single program that we've done. I think he's been in a lot of different projects and so forth, and always been chiming in here and there. Unfortunately, Ulf passed away in January, and he's part of this project, and we're really happy to have him. Barbara came out from DC to come. Thank you, Barbara. I really appreciate you being here. It's an honor. It's true. So let's hear Ulf's piece, Magdalenes and stuff. Our next composer is Austin Yip, and he's going to be online as a little intro for us.
Hello, my name is Austin Yip. Die Lianhua is a work written for solo flute that I composed in 2013. The piece is inspired by a poem of the same title, written by the 12th century Chinese poetess Li Qingzhao, which expresses her yearning for her lost husband. I'm glad that Linda will be performing it again in the upcoming concert, and I hope you enjoy the work. Thank you.
So our next composer is joining us live online, and this composer, another blast from the past. Back when I first started doing composer's voice, when we're running around doing chamber concerts in New York City, we were like nomadic here and there and everywhere. We also started doing these collaboration concerts, and we did this collaboration concerts with the Birmingham Art Music Alliance. And, we collaborated with some Birmingham composers from Alabama, and one of them being Dorothy Heinemann. Let me go and swing her around here.
Oh, hi. I'm composer Dorothy Heinemann, and it's an honor to be here tonight with Composer's Voice for Matthew McCright's performance of my piece, To Spill Oneself Away. And this piece was written specifically for Matthew in 2021, and we had met when he performed another work of mine on another Composer's Voice project at Carnegie Hall. Thank you, Rob Voisey. And Matthew has since become a close personal friend. So I wanted to write something that would take advantage of Matthew's brilliance and also would suit him musically. To spill oneself away is a moto perpetuo, meaning that it's constantly in motion and the ideas run breathlessly from one into the next. And the title comes from this passage from Anne Morrow Lindbergh's, you can't say it, book, Gift from the Sea. Is this then what happens to woman? She wants perpetually to spill herself away. All her instinct as a woman, the eternal nourisher of children, of men, of society, demands that she give. And this quote resonates strongly with me, but I believe it to resonate with most human beings. We give in order to nurture, to support, to maintain our health and happiness, and hopefully leave the world in a better place than we find it. It's exhausting work, but we do it out of love, need, and optimism. And it's now my privilege to present Matthew McCright with To Spill Oneself Away.
Our next composer is J. Anthony Gach. He is also a longtime collaborator and participator of Composer's Voice. He reminded me one of it was a while ago when we did a lot of collaboration, and we were over at Jan Hus Church, a big wood box, and his piece was coming up, and we were collaborating with dance, and there was a big giant dancers come up and do everything. So anyway, that was a lot of fun, and we're glad to have him back. Jay, where are you? Come on up, Jay.
I was told on high to be extraordinarily brief, and I will try to be extraordinarily brief. This piece of mine, this duo, La leggerezza della musica, the lightness of music. I wrote a number of pieces that tried to flesh out a particular aesthetic, particular artistic philosophy proposed by the 20th century Italian writer Italo Calvino. You might have heard of his name. Essentially, he gave some suggestions, some advice to 21st century artists. And I would say that his advice basically boiled down to, now being very succinct, is abandon the 20th century. Think not of the 20th century as you develop your art in the 21st century. Can you see me? We're getting a signal. Am I too long?
Nope.
Already?
You're good.
So in this philosophy, which I try to develop in a number of pieces, what Calvino was suggesting to us is to develop an art that is an antidote to reality, an art that of the 20th century, of the 21st century, that is able to float above the heaviness of reality, an art that is full of quickness, of clarity, of light, of multiplicity, of variation. And that's what these pieces try to do. So it's really a development that I think that for me was very instrumental in my composing, and I found this to be very workable, especially with this particular piece, La leggerezza, the lightness of music. Let's try it.
thank you all for coming. I really, it's wonderful to have you here. It's been a lot of fun, and just going through it. Thank everybody online for coming and listening, and for all our future audiences and our future audiences. And it's just sort of like, going throughout the ages, right? Anyway, it's Composer Voice. Thank you. Let's have another round for all the composers who came out and composed and so forth. And I should also just thank the Manor Center. It's great for being here, all our technical aspects and everything that puts these shows together. And Enro Cheng back there, our web engineer. Thank you to Carleton College too. They're going to be helping us out as well. Thank you very much. It's awesome. And again, thank you. I look forward to seeing you again. Thanks.